e-government in Europe, ECB under attack, and more. Hi, I'm Sasha, and welcome to another edition of Security Weekly. From filing taxes to accessing medical information, Estonia serves as an incredible example of successful e-government. Virtually all government services in the country are available online, though this reliance has also demonstrated an Achilles heel for the nation. In 2017, the country experienced a crisis when the hardware behind its ID cards was found to be vulnerable to attack, which put half of the population at risk of identity theft. That has since been resolved, and this week the country's president has outlined plans for the country to tackle any new challenges to its digital government, admitting that pioneering e-government has become a security issue. According to the president, info and cybersecurity must be put at the forefront of policy. The nation aims to raise academic capability for understanding digital trends and analyzing cyber threats by developing advanced cryptography capabilities for the government. The success and reliance on e-government has exposed institutional weaknesses, according to a government source, but has also served an incredible milestone for cybersecurity as an entrenched and trusted pillar of society which benefits everyone. The European Central Bank has become the latest victim in this week's cyber attacks. In an official statement, the ECB confirmed that attackers had injected malware into its website, which prompted it to shut the whole website down for a brief amount of time. The attackers apparently gained access to BIRD, which stands for Bank's Integrated Reporting Dictionary. According to a statement, BIRD is hosted by an external provider and was breached in late December 2018. Only during a routine maintenance check months later was the breach discovered. The BIRD website provides the banking industry with details on how to produce statistical reports. The ECB went on to say that BIRD is physically separate from other external and internal ECB systems. Nevertheless, personal data of some BIRD newsletter subscribers has been compromised. So this affects around 481 individuals, and the data taken includes names, position titles, and email addresses, but no passwords or other personal data. It appears that this latest ECB incident was caused by a breach of the vendor's server, quite similar in nature to the Capital One attack earlier this summer. So it demonstrates the exposures and vulnerabilities associated with third parties outside of a company's security team. It's interesting to note that the ECB launched a test of its own cyber defenses back in 2018 to create a single framework for countering attacks, which makes the success of the attackers on the servers even more worrying. It's not the first time the ECB has been in the security headlines. The organization suffered a breach in 2014 when a database serving its public website was hacked, triggered by an anonymous email. Some parts of its database were not encrypted, and these included email addresses, street addresses, as well as downloads from the ECB website. In its official statement, which read, quote, "The ECB takes data security extremely seriously." Well, with 2 breaches in 5 years, it should raise major questions about the nature of security at such a critical organization. Once again, the public sector is under attack in the United States as hackers have struck and infected 23 Texan towns with ransomware. According to one local mayor, the attackers are demanding $2.5 million to unlock municipal files. The FBI and state cybersecurity experts are investigating the breach, which has mainly affected smaller local governments. It is not clear who or what is behind the attack that has taken systems offline. Though, according to the Texas Department of Information Resources, the evidence seems to point to one single threat actor. So one of the burning questions will be, is this a domestic group, or could it be a foreign actor? The attack has made official government business nigh on impossible, as birth and death certificates aren't available online, cities cannot accept utility payments, and that's just to name a few of the consequences of this latest incursion into local government. A few things make this latest incident very worrying. Experts are calling it a new front to the coordinated nature of this attack and the large scale which encompass so many different targets at the same time. Another noteworthy fact, many local government officials say that the hackers got into IT software used by the city and managed by an outsourced third-party company, which supports many of the other municipalities targeted. So it will be the case that security arrangements by third parties will be under the microscope a lot. It comes at a time which has shown a staggering amount of attacks, over 60 this year alone, which are aimed at state and local governments, including Baltimore, the Georgia court system, various cities in Florida, and a county in Utah, to name just a few. This will hopefully serve as a wake-up call to governments and policymakers on all levels to show the vulnerability and exposure of not just large cities, but every community, no matter how remote. In a classic case of insider abuse, it has come to light that some employees at AT&T have accepted bribes to plant malware on the company's network. This week, the Department of Justice charged 2 Pakistani nationals with bribing employees more than $1 million to install malware on the company's network and to illegally unlock more than 12 million devices. So between April 2012 and September 2017, the 2 culprits convinced and bribed staff at AT&T's mobility customer care call center located in Washington state. Initially, the bribery scheme was to unlock expensive iPhones so they could be used outside the company's network. The 2 men approached and recruited employees in private calls or Facebook messages. Those who agreed received IMEI phone codes, which they unlocked for sums of money, and then would receive bribes in bank accounts, in shell companies, or directly in cash. As the scheme deepened, the tactics changed, and bribes were then given to employees to install malware on AT&T networks at the call center, and this allowed for data collection about the structure of AT&T internal computers and apps. Rogue wireless access points were also installed, and one employee apparently made over $428,000 in bribes. Eventually, AT&T investigated, prompted by an unusually high phone unlocking at its center in Washington. And the main culprit was arrested in Hong Kong in 2018 and extradited to the US last week. He now faces a litany of charges which could send him to prison for up to 20 years. According to AT&T, the company lost $5 million a year in revenue due to the scheme. And that, my friends, was Security Weekly. Thanks for watching. If you like our show, please do leave a comment and share it with your friends and family. So see you next time. Until then, stay safe, everyone.